Okay, I have a question from Camille. Are there things you can do to make someone a better hypnotic subject? Yes. Well, it's not so much making them a better subject, it's allowing them to realize that trance is a naturally occurring phenomenon and that they can just let it happen. Okay, so you see, when a client is too consciously involved in the trance induction, they're monitoring it, paying attention to it, listening to everything. Their conscious mind is staying very, very active. Okay, so they're not going to be that responsive as a hypnotic subject because you need to engage the unconscious mind. Even a stage hypnotist, when he's barking commands at someone, is breaking through the conscious into the unconscious. Because normally if you bark a command at somebody in a supermarket, they're not going to go into trance. Okay, so the conscious mind is going to fight back. But in the context, remember, context of a stage hypnosis, then the client or the volunteer knows they're volunteered to go into trance, right? So they're willing to let their conscious mind take a back seat and not object to these shouts and screams and commands to go into trance. And they just let it filter through to the unconscious. And it's the unconscious then allows them to go into hypnosis, not the conscious mind. So when you have somebody who's very conscious, very analytical kind of person, okay, they may be harder to hypnotize because they're going to be monitoring what you do. Two ways you can do this. You can work with this. As I said earlier, you can start to evoke the trance so it starts to happen within them. And the client starts to realize, oh, I'm feeling different. Yet we haven't started with the hypnosis yet. There's something about this person that's making a difference. I don't know how he's or she's doing it, but I'm starting to feel more trancey. And so you're getting that conscious mind, that critical, analytical mind out of the way here. And they're starting to focus internally on their experience internally of going into trance. The other way is you actually utilize their need to know. This is their analytical mind. They want to know. So what you say is, would you like to know how I'm going to hypnotize you? Oh, that's irresistible, isn't it? If they're analytical and they want to know, yes, please, I want to know. I've seen this response. Oh, yeah, I'd like to know how to do that. Yeah, but who have you got in mind? And they're really keen to know. So then I will use an induction which describes the whole trance process in great detail, but embed with implication the changes that I want to have happen inside. So they don't realize you're using hypnosis. They think you're just telling them how you're going to hypnotize them. But as you're telling them, you do it to them. Okay, and so this, again, makes them more receptive. Someone who's very analytical, you can't change their entire personality to be someone dreamy and touchy-feely and then be able to kind of go into trance anytime they want. It's difficult because their entire personality is one of questioning and challenging, maybe. And so this taps into a bit like resistance in a sense. So making someone a better hypnotic subject happens through training the hypnotic subject become a better hypnotic subject. And I know reading Erickson's papers, he often would spend time training his patients and his volunteer subjects from the university, training them to experience trance before we do any kind of therapy. And sometimes that's necessary.